Hi everyone, my name is Kaz and today I'm going to be doing the Unhaul book challenge. This was created by Books and Lala and I have an issue with space. Basically, I don't have space on my shelves for all of my books, and staring at my bookshelves and trying to figure out what to get rid of just by looking at them is a little bit intimidating. And so I wanted to make this a little more enjoyable, I suppose, and kickstart my unhauling process by using a few prompts. So hopefully this works out well, we shall see. I basically have to get rid of at least one book for every prompt. If I get rid of more, then go me, but let's jump straight into it. And now for a quick word from our sponsor. Skillshare is an online learning platform with thousands upon thousands of classes on a whole range of topics to help you develop new skills, find your passions, and embark on your own creative journeys. Some of the classes that I've come across or taken myself that you guys might also be interested in include things like learning to speed read, bullet journaling, organization and productivity, and building habits that last. One of the things that I'm really hoping to do in 2020 is focus more on reading, filming and editing videos and having a little more fun with it and kind of building them seamlessly into my schedule by making them habits. So if you guys have similar goals or resolutions, want to find some ways to be super creative, learn new skills, figure out how to illustrate, digitally make websites, I don't know, anything, then I'd honestly really recommend giving Skillshare a try. In terms of cost, the premium membership on an annual subscription turns out to be a little bit less than $10 a month, but I do have a handy dandy link in the description below for you guys so you can get 2 months of the premium membership for free. So if you guys are interested, take a look at the link in the description, sign up for free, take full advantage, and check out some of the amazing classes that they have up on Skillshare. Okay, so first up, a book that I rated low, Dream Hunter by Elizabeth Knox. So I read this book a few years ago. I rated it, I think, 2 stars. I really didn't like it. I've done a review of this. I've said my part, talked about my thoughts and stuff. It's time for you to go. The next prompt is a book I changed my mind about, and I don't know. Okay, actually, you know what? I do know. Beautiful Disaster by Jamie Maguire. I know that I read and reviewed this many years ago, and I'm not sure if it was a 4-star rating or a 5-star rating. This is one of those cases where I haven't reread the book and changed my mind on a second read, but more so that just more time has passed, I've matured as a person and as a reader, and I've come to realize that when I read this, I overlooked, or rather probably just didn't see due to my naivete, that it's a very toxic relationship. I've heard more and more people talk about it and go into more detail about the ways in which the relationship is really unhealthy and abusive, and I've just accepted that I didn't notice it back then, and I know that if I did read this nowadays, I would not enjoy it anywhere near as much as I did back then. I'm gonna say goodbye. Adieu. The next prompt is a series I will not be completing. I feel like when I think of this, there are a few things that come to mind straight away, and I think that's probably a good indication that I should just get rid of them all. There's definitely a lot of series that I started throughout my reading life that I just didn't get around to, forgot, or decided I didn't want to continue reading. So let's take a look and see what we've got. You know what? You and you. I know what book I want to get rid of, I just can't find it. I've selected 2 books, but when I get round to finding the third, I will also get rid of that one. But I'm going to go with The Iron Trial and Magisterium by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. This is a middle grade series, and I do remember reading and enjoying The Iron Trial. I think I still enjoyed The Copper Gauntlet, but I listened to the audiobook for this one and it just wasn't as good of a reading experience, so I think that really dampened it. Couldn't tell you. No, I think I've got a vague idea of the setting and a couple of things that happen really early on in this book, but I can't tell you what happens in this. Couldn't tell you what happens at the end of this. Don't know any of the characters' names. Just a very foggy memory at best. Now I'm debating to myself if I just keep the first one as a little bit of a memento and the second one I don't even care about. They changed the covers, blah blah blah. Because when I was moving place, there's a couple of series that I didn't want to keep a hold of, but I've kept the first book in the series as kind of like a, this is what I read. Is that stupid? I do really like the cover. God damn it. I'll think if I want to get rid of that, but I'm definitely getting rid of the second book in the series. I don't own any of the other ones. I found another book I want to get rid of for this prompt. We have The Book of Lies by James Maloney. So this is one of the books that I would have bought myself way back in the day when I was a preteen. I don't remember if I enjoyed this. The story hasn't really stuck with me. Again, couldn't tell you what this is about. And after finishing this, there obviously wasn't enough of an urge to pick up the next book in the series because I didn't go and do that. So getting rid of this one. The next prompt is to get rid of a book that you DNF'd. For this, I also have a book in mind that I want to get rid of, but I can't find it. I have no idea where I've put it, which is very, very irritating. But I want to get rid of Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James. I didn't get very far through this one. It was a book that my book club read, hearing everyone talk about the book, some of the things that happened in the book. I'm not really interested in continuing it. So I figured, why not pass it along to somebody else who might enjoy it more? And the other one is The Eyre Affair by Jasper Fforde. This is a book that I actually studied at university, and I think the fact that I had to study it hindered my enjoyment, and I couldn't even make it all the way through. It's about a literary detective. Jane Eyre goes missing. There's a whole bunch of other characters that you'll recognize, and I don't know, it just didn't quite capture my attention like I thought it would. At the very least, it's partly the fact that I had to study this that I didn't enjoy it as much as I could have. I'm gonna get rid of all of my post-it notes and say goodbye to that. A book I have multiple copies of. I'm gonna get rid of these editions of The Name of the Wind and The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. So this is like the trade paperback size. When I first picked up the series, I got The Name of the Wind and The Wise Man's Fear in the matching small editions in this size. I found these for really, really cheap at a used bookstore. And the reason why I got them is because it was around the time that I was starting to dabble in annotating, and I was really scared of messing up my copies of The Name of the Wind and The Wise Man's Fear. Like, it's one of my favorite series of all time, and I was like really, really scared of writing in and messing up my copies of the book. That was quite a few years ago. I've gotten a lot more comfortable annotating my books, and I'm just a little annoyed with myself for going and buying 2 massive, massive books just so I could write in them. I just don't have the space for them. And I have another copy of The Name of the Wind as well. I've got the collector's edition, which I'm not getting rid of. And yeah, so these editions, getting rid of those. Nobody make a comment about Nevernight. It's not happening. A book I'll never actually get to. I have 4 books. Tree of Codes by Jonathan Safran Foer. It's kind of like blackout text poetry, except with a whole book, and rather than blacking out the text, it's actually been physically cut out. This is probably one of the oldest books I've got on my shelf, and I've told myself I would get around to reading this so many times, and I haven't yet, and I've kind of lost interest. So saying goodbye to that. The Build-Up Season by Megan Jacobson, When Michael Met Mina by Runda Abdel Fattah, and Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu. I don't think I'm ever gonna get to these. A book I bought because of the hype. Ooh. Okay, I've got one. Do I though? I still kind of want to read it. This one I'm still kind of iffy about. No. Fuck, I don't know. I was looking through books that I bought because of the hype that I haven't read. But the thing is, a lot of the books that I've bought because of the hype, I still have some interest in. There's only one book that I could think of. But maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. Maybe I need to think of a book that I bought because of the hype and I didn't end up loving it as much as everybody else. Maybe that's the way to do it. Ooh, nope, not doing that. Sorry, just reacting to myself as I go. This is a tough one. No, I don't know. This is hard. Didn't even think of City of Bones. I think I might get rid of the first 3 books in the Mortal Instruments series. That also was a struggle, so I'm just going to go with what I was thinking of before. I have Of Fire and Stars by Audrey Colthurst. So I know that there are some definitely mixed reviews of this one. When I bought this, I'd only heard really, really positive things. I've also tried reading this a few times. I've gotten 90 pages in and didn't continue. It just wasn't really grabbing my attention. And there have been numerous other occasions where I've put it on an active TBR list for a readathon or for a particular month because I wanted to get it read. It fit with whatever I needed at the moment, and I just never go around to it and never felt the desire to. Am I getting rid of this? I'm just so intrigued because it's a female fantasy, but at the same time I've heard that there's just like too much stuff about horses, which doesn't interest me. I'm just gonna... Whew, okay. A book I bought because of the cover. Okay. This is Invitation to a Bonfire by Adrian Kelt. I think the cover is gorgeous and I have no idea what this is about, and I haven't really had any desire to pick it up in the past year or so since buying this for myself. So down to the last 2 prompts. We have a book I know nothing about. This should be easy, right? A Shadow Bright and Burning by Jessica Cluess. No idea what this one is about. Have been drawn to it. I'm okay with saying goodbye. The last prompt is a book that I didn't buy. So I have 3 for this one. We have Anna and the Swallow Man by Gabrielle Savitt. I believe this one was sent to me by the publisher. Also sent to me by the publisher is A Proof of Bear Mouth by Liz Hyder. It doesn't really sound like it'll be my cup of tea, but I will pass this along to one of my other blogger friends since this one is a proof. And lastly, we have Mao's Last Dancer by Lee Swin Sing. This one was from Alex's mum when she was moving. She was unhauling a bunch of her books as well, and I picked this one up. I did end up listening to the audiobook for this one and I did enjoy it, but I don't feel the need to keep a hold of it, so I will pass this one along. Here we have 17, potentially 18, and then if I can find them, 19, 20 books that I'm going to be getting rid of, which I'm very, very happy about. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done, a lot more culling I need to do in order to fit all of my books on my lovely shelves. So thank you Books and Lala for creating this challenge, and thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you very soon in a new video, but until then I'll talk to you in the comments. Bye!